Hello, my name is Courtney Jeffries, and this is an Illustrator profile on Christian Robinson. Christian Robinson is an author, illustrator, animator, and designer based out of Oakland, California. Before becoming an illustrator, he studied animation at the California Institute of Arts and worked with the Sesame Workshop and Pixar Animation Studios. He currently has 18 illustrated works published, two of these being books he has also authored. You can see some of his published works on this slide. For his illustrations, he mixes collage with painting in most of his works. However, he also likes to experiment with colored pencils, crayons, and other mediums and techniques. Typically, the main character is from the perspective of a young African American child. But even in the books where this isn't the case, there's always diversity represented in the story and the illustrations. Here you can see You Matter and Another, the two books he both wrote and illustrated. I chose Christian Robinson after reading the wordless picture book Another because the creativity in the story's illustrations instantly grabbed me in a way that I needed to know more about the creator and read all of his works. The story is told so well in pictures that you almost forget it's a wordless book. In Another, a girl follows her black cat into a dreamlike dimension where there's a mirror copy of her and her black cat doing the same thing at the same time. The illustrations are colorful and abstract. The reader feels like they are being pulled through the story, like the girl chasing after her cat. In You Matter, the narrative reminds the reader that all species and people and all their different ways of being matter. This picture book, in particular, is a great example of his collage and paint style. He uses different color palettes throughout the story to emphasize the different ways of being, with no more than 8 words of text on a page at a time. The illustrations are the focal point of the story, but the narrative helps guide the reader to value themselves and others. Something you see commonly in his work is a modern day urban setting, spotlighting people and activities you would see in city life, like riding on a bus, a subway, or walking by the nearest bodega. There are no repeated characters that show up in his illustrations, but he does often use the perspective of a young black child. He also has illustrated a few biography picture books about historic black women: Nina Simone, Josephine Baker, and Florence Mills. The themes of the stories he writes and illustrates surround ideas of making the world a better place and valuing yourself and others. For example, in Last Stop on Market Street, a 2016 Newbery Medal Award winner, the story follows a young boy and his grandmother on the way to a soup kitchen, where he asks things like why they don't have a car and have to ride the bus. His grandmother points him to the beauty and the joy in all the things that they have and all the things that they get to do. And Milo imagines the world. The main character, Milo, imagines what the people around him do in their everyday life through drawings. But after a little boy surprises him, he reimagines all of their lives through a different lens. In Rain, the plot follows an unhappy older man and a joyous young child experiencing the same rainy day in different ways until their paths cross, and the young child brings happiness back into the older man's life. In each of his works, he plays with techniques and color palettes. In Leo, a Ghost Story, he relies heavily on blues, blacks, and grays for the color scheme to give the reader the cool, distant feeling of being a ghost. In Milo Imagines the World, the illustrations toggle from his collage paint style to crayon drawings to symbolize Milo's imaginings. The story Rain mostly fills the pages with color, while in the book Another, there is a lot of white space on the pages. But even while he is changing up the techniques and style, all of his works can be distinctly identified as a Christian Robinson. Please, if you're interested, check out Christian Robinson's additional resources. He has a professional website, he has social media accounts that he's very active on, including a YouTube channel where he goes through making art, and he has a line at Target. I have also included this video that Christian Robinson designed for Sesame Street. I have linked it in a comment if you want to see a quick representation of his collage art style in motion. Thank you for listening to my Illustrator profile on Christian Robinson. I hope it has inspired you to seek out his work.